Yeah. Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday, and welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. My name is David. I'll be one of your co-hosts. Today, like every single day, we forget to lower the intro music. Welcome in to everyone. Today's content, we're featuring Bitcoin. A couple of indicators point to a price increase in the very near future. We'll discuss that. Also, Hal Finney, the original first ever recipient of Bitcoin, and in our opinion, the real Satoshi Nakamoto, his Twitter account has become active. Who's behind it? What are they saying? We'll go over that. And also, we'll talk about Salt Bay. We did a poll. Make sure you put your vote in for that. With that being said, I'd like to introduce you to your other co-host. Hello, Robin.
Hola! It's your boy Big Rob back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we're an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, the boring, the stale information and package it up in a fun and sexy way. And then here, Sin City Crypto, we not only discuss the stagnant price of Bitcoin has been there for 6 weeks, but we also discuss other stuff in the crypto space and outside the crypto space.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you for that. So let's just jump right in. So first and foremost, do you agree with me that Hal Finney is Satoshi Nakamoto, or was? He died?
Yeah.
Is that the most probable?
It makes the most sense.
Makes the most sense,
the
right?
original wallet hasn't moved at all. And
He was the first recipient.
yeah. And
He was a programmer.
yeah.
I don't know. What do you got? What is the chat?
I don't have the list of details. It's been a while since
Is
I
Craig
looked
right?
into it.
But do you think Craig Wright is?
Craig Wright?
Yeah.
No. Craig Wright helped. Craig Wright pretty much wrote the white paper, and so he was an integral part. So no, I think he knows that Hal was Satoshi, and then because he passed away, I think he saw an opportunity to
Slide in.
to claim that he was Satoshi. And, I think that, Hal wasn't the only person putting together the Bitcoin network. Obviously, he had some help. And so I think that's why Craig Wright claims to be Satoshi because he had a hand in creating it. And in a sense, he is a fraction piece of Satoshi if you think of it as a group. But ultimately, Hal was the mastermind and the creator of it.
Let me give you a scenario.
Supposedly, no. There could still be a Satoshi out there.
Let's just say, hold on. Let's just say there is a Satoshi out there.
Okay.
And he becomes doxxed. We know who he is. The money in his wallet starts moving. Will that?
If his money starts moving, woo!
What would happen? Would Bitcoin?
I think Bitcoin price would tank.
Like bad, huh?
Let's see. Satoshi's Bitcoin wallet.
I think it's got over 1 million Bitcoin.
Yeah, I just want to know how much is in there.
While he looks that up, I want to know what the chat thinks. You guys think, who do you think is the real Satoshi Nakamoto? I think it's Hal Finney. So does Robin. Kyla, what do you think? Kyla doesn't know.
I don't know.
He has no idea. Straight to jail. So what do you guys think?
Don't have opinion? Jail.
Yeah. So who do you guys think is the real Satoshi Nakamoto? Interesting. But speaking of Hal Finney, his Twitter became active today. Of course, Hal died, I want to say 8 years ago, 2014, I believe. We'll get to that, but it was his wife.
It wasn't that long ago.
Died in, I think it said in here. He was diagnosed with ALS. 2014, yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
8
Bravely
years, huh?
fought against the disease until his passing in 2014. So ALS, if you guys remember the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge that was going around on social media, She says, "Hi everyone, this is Fran Finney, wife of Hal Finney, an early pioneer of Bitcoin. I want to let you know about a special event she's doing in honor of her husband. Thank you for your interest in Hal and his support. He would have loved it. It's going to be Running Bitcoin. It's a half marathon that will take place on between January 1st and 10th. It's to raise funds for ALS research through Bitcoin donations. Hal was diagnosed with ALS in 2009, passed away in 2014. Still haven't found a cure, so they're trying to raise money for it. The Satoshi wallet's 10%
of the circulating supply.
Yeah, so 1.1 million.
That's a lot. If this wallet were to become active again, and just because, let's just say hypothetically, Hal was Satoshi, which a lot of evidence points that direction, but let's just say he was. If he did pass on the seed phrase, or he stored it somewhere that friend, family, or relative could
but don't
locate,
you think it would have already been accessed?
You would think, but I mean, who's
$70,000 Bitcoin, and you're sitting on 1.1 million.
Okay,
you have
but
access to.
Let's just say that 10 years from now, his wife passes away, and some other family member comes in and
doesn't really care.
looks through belongings and finds a seed phrase for the Satoshi wallet. I think it's possible. I mean, the dude was so enamored with secrecy that he never even divulged his name.
Right.
And so if he did pass away, it wouldn't surprise me if he told his wife, he's like, yo, here's the seed phrase. Whatever you do, don't move it. I think she would respect his wishes. And then if she would pass away, hey, somebody.
But what's the point of having the seed phrase if you never plan on touching it anyways? Right.
Well, maybe he understands. Maybe he thinks that his wife is in danger, or his family would be in danger if they were discovered to be Satoshi. I mean, the dude was so freaked out. Somebody, his last email message was, "Hey, I'm going to have a meeting with the IRS," and boom, he just never spoke again. That was literally his last contact. I forget who he was emailing with, but he's emailing somebody, and he was like, "Oh yeah, hey, I have a meeting with somebody from the IRS, or someone in the federal government. I think it was the IRS." And anyways, that was the last piece of communication. So dude was freaked out, man. Conspiracy theory through and through. And, a lot of times husband and wife kind of have the same ideologies. And if she's sitting on the seed phrase, hey, I mean, I know you personally think, David, that, hey, if I had the seed phrase, I'd be moving money around, be staking, I'd be selling, but not everyone is wired the same way. And obviously this dude was, Satoshi's been, his wallet has been been essentially, frozen for how long now? When was the last time we had some movement in there? Like 10 years?
The wallet? Never.
Yeah.
The wallets never haven't had any movement.
But the last activity, I think
when they was first created.
Oh yeah, was it first created? But I thought he mined. I thought it was mining at some point, right? Or is it just?
From what I know, that was. I could be wrong.
Yeah, we gotta look back into that. It's all rusty details right now. Anyways, I do want to give. I see we got Forrest in the chat today. So hello, Forrest. Welcome back. If you guys aren't familiar, he has rebranded his channel name to Sistine Research as well. And guys, if you're new here, say hello so that way we can drop a hola. We'd like to spread the love to all of our new people here. And then let's get some likes. We only got 30 likes on here. That's kind of disappointing. So anyways.
You know what else is disappointing?
What's up?
Doge, the actual
like button,
the actual dog, Doge, the Doge dog.
Yeah, Shiba Inu.
Yeah. So the actual dog that the meme came out of was called Kabosu. He was adopted by a school teacher in Japan in 2008 from a puppy mill that was going to be closing. And so dog is, I believe, 17 years old, and not good news. The dog has fallen ill. This is according to the Instagram account of the dog's owner. Kabosu, the Shiba Inu dog behind the face of Dogecoin, and the Doge meme is in a dangerous position health-wise, according to the owner. She assured her followers that the canine will be absolutely fine and is getting power from all over the world from her supporters. This is the picture of the dog. Just looks like an old dog. I mean, there's only so long the dogs can live. One Twitter user sending well wishes offered to fully cover any expenses needed to make sure the dog gets the treatment. Sato, which is the name of the owner, didn't disclose what health complications the dog is facing, but in an earlier post said that the Kabosu has been sick since Christmas Eve, refusing to eat or drink. And this is the Instagram page if you guys want to go follow Kabosu Mama. But here is a dog when it turned 17. So this is what started it all, guys. Dogecoin right here. Cute little Shiba Inu puppy. So some bad news. Bad news. We'd be sad if
man. We love
But like I said, here's and of course this is in Japanese, so I don't understand. Oh, here we go. Acute cholangiohepatitis and chronic lymphoma leukemia. Right now, the liver level is very bad, and John disappears, but antibiotic would definitely improve. She has started eating and drinking, which is good. But again, the dog is 17 years old, so look at the cute little puppy. All right, Rob.
And then a couple things. Elliot Walsh said it was the FBI, not the IRS, which sounds about right. And then also we got some people claiming they're Satoshi. Aaron Tenkik, however you say their last name. He says he is Satoshi or she is Satoshi. And then also some new people. We got Mike McCormick, New Crypto, Lesbia, Rico, to all of you. Hola! Welcome.
It's not Lesbia, it's Lesiba.
Lesiba. Welcome.
Sometimes you see and hear what you want to hear.
I'm not the strongest in
pronunciation. We know
name.
We understand
stuff. Yeah,
we understand.
There you go.
Okay, Robin.
Thanks, man.
We still love you, man. All right, let's see what the markets are doing, Robin.
All right, so taking a look at the price of Bitcoin. We'll start there. We got Bitcoin coming in at $16,678.67. This is right in that same range that we've been at for the last, I think we've been 3 weeks, 6 weeks, somewhere in there. Yeah, 3 to 6 weeks, somewhere in there. Let's see. Ever since November 8th. So, which was the FTX debacle here. So, you know what? This has been, we've talked about it. This has been the least amount of volatility we've had in Bitcoin in its entire
Bitcoin is a stable coin, bro. That chart looks like a stable coin. Right? Well, besides the little...
I mean, this is more stable than the USDD, the Tron stable coin. Let's take a look. This is the 1 month chart for Bitcoin. And then let's take a quick peek at the USDD. So this is a dollar stable coin. Let's see what the 1 month chart is like. Oh, maybe we should just abandon the USDD and go BTC for our means of trade. Robert Salazar, $2. He said, "Have you tried Sandbox VR inside the Venetian?"
I have.
Quick disclaimer here: it is not associated with Sandbox, the crypto project. And Sandbox is actually a loosely used term for video game, like an open world environment. So I think Sandbox, the project, is actually behind the 8 ball with the naming. I think that my personal opinion, I think that it's just a little too much broadly used terms in Sandbox. It's hard to differentiate. Basically, you go into Google, you type in Sandbox. First of all, you're going to get kids sandboxes where you can put actual sand and play in. But then also, if you put in like video game, for example, you get a host of video games that are not the Sandbox crypto project. So something to keep, my own personal thoughts. It gets lost in the shuffle, kind of like what Meta, You think it was a good idea for Meta just to go Meta and like the blanket?
I don't know, man. Looks like the timing was off. They've been bleeding a lot. I mean, look, if you were
everything's down though.
But Robin, listen, if you were a significant shareholder, right? Let's say you owned 2-3% of the company through stocks. Wouldn't you be worried that Meta completely pivots their entire, well, not their entire, but
let me ask
the
you a
whole
question.
social thing.
If they had no involvement, they hadn't touched this VR metaverse.
Their numbers have been declining anyways.
I'm just saying, Facebook is a dying project.
Yeah,
like,
it
who's using Facebook anyway? So that thing was every tech stock went up, period. End of story. Anything that was tech driven, speculative, anything that was in the NASDAQ, everything went up during the 2020 run. And all of those projects have substantially. I'm not even going to say
substantially.
Yeah, you have declined. Yes, that's right. And so, I'm having a hard time pronouncing stuff today, man.
Yeah, it's okay.
But all major pullbacks across the tech sector. It just so happens that Facebook is down. In the lead, you know what I mean?
Tesla's down over 70% also.
Yeah, and so they were going to have a pullback regardless if they were invested in Meta. And I think Meta is more of a long-term play. And, looking out 5 to 15 years from now, when VR technology and headsets, augmented reality become a mainstay in your household, you don't just create that technology out of thin air. It's not like, if Apple, for example, were to wait and do no research, and then all of a sudden come out with a VR headset or try to come out with a VR headset, the year it pops off, say 6 years from now, they're going to be behind the ball. So you have to build in these downtimes. And when it comes to virtual,
but would you be worried if you were an investor? Or like you're going into an unproven,
I actually think it's a positive. I would be worried if they just kept dumping more and more money into Facebook.
Rob, but pretend like you don't know anything about crypto, the metaverse. You're just a stock market investor, and you have significant amount of money in Meta, and you're pivoting into this field that people are.
It's a long-term investment. And they're hedging their bet into the future. Do you not believe that social media and that entertainment's going to move to an immersive headset style that could either be worn with glasses or augmented reality? I mean, I think it's an inevitability. The question is when is it coming? Don't you agree?
Facebook is dead. Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, at some point, you're going to wear a set of glasses. Now, I think a lot of people are hesitant to to recognize this is coming because of the size of the headset right now. And I think that people are like, nobody's going to want to wear a shoebox on their face at their cubicle at work. But what if it's not a shoebox and it's a regular pair of 3D glasses, the same kind of glasses you would wear at the movie theaters? You put them on, and now all of a sudden you don't need a monitor in front of you. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need a monitor. All you need is a blank wall, and boom, you can sit here and you can pull up your PowerPoint. You can pull up your Microsoft Excel. You can scroll through your internet websites. You can draw in real time. You can have Photoshop. All of this can be done.
That's a while away though. And so,
but but here's the thing: you can't just say it's a while away, but you can't just FOMO into it after. When you say it's here, like, you have to build it out now. Like, you want to be part of the game, you want to be the front runner in this sector in 10 years. You better put the skin in the game now.
I'm just saying.
And so
I know if I was an investor,
if I was an investor in Facebook, what I would be concerned with is if you kept dumping billions of dollars into the Facebook. That thing is trash. Nobody's going to go back to it. We're not going to go revert back to Facebook. Not like all of a sudden everybody's gonna be on Facebook. Being like, you know what? I deleted my TikTok, my Insta. I'm going back to Facebook. No. And so, you know what? Just keep that train running. Grease up the wheels. Just make sure it's functional. So that way the old people that still use it can still use it.
The old people that still use it.
Yes. Yeah, the old people. Yes, exactly. And you know what? Start looking forward. Get ahead of the game. You know what? Everybody thought the iPhone was stupid when that thing came out. They're like, "Where's the keyboard at, bro?" Like, yeah, we saw how that played out.
You guys see
What kind of people were using iPhones, Robin?
And also, like, you know what is very comparable is the virtual reality goes in cycles in the same way that you get adoption in cryptocurrency as far as the FOMO and interest. And so it started back in Nintendo's day. Nintendo had a all red VR headset, which was absolutely god awful. And then every 4 or 5 years, there's a resurgence of interest into VR because that is coming. I'm telling you, VR is coming. It's going to take over the world. And you know what? I'm under the assumption.
What's going to come first, VR or AR?
They're going to work. They're going to work in tandem. The technology works in tandem. And so you're basically producing graphics in a lens on your face. And so you're just trying to squeeze that down, and that's it. And so you see right now the number one headset, $1,500. It's the Oculus Pro, Oculus Quest Pro, whatever it is. Anyways, $1,500. That's augmented reality. Right now, everything I was just telling you, you can do that right now. Right now, you can go to Best Buy, $14.99. Don't go buy it. It's overpriced. But you can go there, unless you got a bunch of crypto gains that you need to cash out on. And you could go there, you can pick up the headset, and then you can sit there and work with Microsoft Excel. You can scroll the internet on your desk, staring at a blank wall, all in real time. And then your cat can walk across, and you'll see your cat too.
Speaking of cats, my cat, Crypto Billy.
Oh, that's a cool cat.
So $5 super chat said, just want to say thank you for bringing us great show channel this year. Looking forward to 2023 what's to come. Thank you to you guys who have supported us. We are super excited for 2023.
I want to know what the chat thinks on this AR and VR.
You talked for so long, no one has any idea what you said.
They've been blowing it up. They're talking about it all.
Yeah. So, guys, what is your vibe in the next? Let's just put 5 years on here. What do you think is going to happen in the next 5 years in the augmented and virtual reality space? Is this going to become a mainstay in the household? Put a 1 in the chat if you think that under every Christmas tree there's going to be a new headset, and all the kids are going to be using it. Dad's going to be doing his office work at home with a VR headset. Or do you think this is all a pipe dream and we're going to be stuck with computers and this is more of a gimmick? Put a 2 in the chat. 1 if you're a believer in the next 5 years. 2 if you're skeptical of the technology's adoption in the next 5 years. I want to know where you guys are at.
I want to highlight a comment from one of our community members. Prometheus said, Gen Z loves VRs. Sony and Microsoft has the VR market. No, stay there. Don't scroll and tell you. Go down.
I'm telling you, next year, Quest 3 comes out. Next year, Metaverse Quest, or Meta's Quest 3 comes out.
Sony and Microsoft have the VR market locked down. Facebook is targeting the non-gamers for VR. What are your thoughts on that?
I watched Lawnmower Man recently, too. Who put that in there? Tox, Lawnmower Man.
Yeah.
It's from the 90s, and then the graphics are awful, but I mean,
okay,
seems pretty realistic.
Let me ask you something. What would be a better investment as far as a company? Would you rather invest in Google or Apple in the early days?
In the early days?
Yeah.
Like how early?
I'm just saying,
like Apple started in the 80s, right?
Yeah. I'm just saying that, like, when
a weird question.
You'll see where I'm getting at with this.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I'm just saying, like,
when's early?
I don't know. In the ICO days. What is it?
ICO days? No idea.
Or IPO, excuse me.
I probably wouldn't invest in any of them.
You wouldn't invest in Apple?
I don't know. Well, when it first came out?
Yeah, that's a question.
I don't know.
They were in their garage building computers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't go public when they were in the garage.
You happy?
No, okay. So anyways, where I'm getting at is that Apple is hardware driven, right? Google is software driven. And what didn't seem sexy was when Apple was starting out. You know what? There was so much pushback on Apple computers. No, it was like frowned upon. The only people that had Apple computers back in the mid 90s, late 90s was if you were in media and you needed to use Photoshop and a couple other like video editing softwares. And so
Don't forget who cuts our paychecks.
now every single company, they all use Microsoft. And you went to go buy any video game, any software, any tax software, it was only for Windows. And then they had a small little percentage where they would make 2 versions, and one was for Mac. But they kept building. They kept building, and they built the hardware. And then later on it came. What Facebook, aka Meta, is doing is they're building the hardware. Their investment, all those billions of dollars, they're pouring into the research and the development into the headsets. That's where the money's going. And you know what? They're very similar to Apple when they were young, as far as, hey, you're spending all this money for what? It's not getting adoption. Nobody cares. But later on, they identified early that later on people are going to want these products, and they capitalized. And I think that Facebook is in the same boat. And I think that, you know, other companies that are getting into it are just designing software. And, you know, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I'm telling you where you want to be at. You want to build the hardware and have everybody building it on your platform.
Yeah. We got so off topic. I don't even know where the
It's good. Let's take a look. We got
Oh, this is good. There's not a lot going on in the crypto space. So
yeah, crypto's kind of all right. So we got kind of a mixed results on the 1s and 2s. So we got Marky Mark dropped a 2, Billy dropped a 1. We got Crypto Hands is 1, Rob 1. Hey, there's a lot of 1s. Tox is 2. Addy V, I haven't seen you before. So hola. And then yeah. So yeah,
Neo KZ.
Yeah.
Neokas. All right.
And Crypto Damas. What's
Crypto
up,
what?
Crypto Damas.
Donis.
Also new here.
Welcome. All right. Let's take a look at
You know what I want to say before we move on real quick.
What?
I want to say, when you guys go over to other people's channels, because I see y'all over there. I see you, Broke Yoshi. You know, I've been popping into a lot of other people's channels.
They watch other channels? You guys cheat on us?
When you guys, what I want to see is that a lot of times I'll watch other channels and I won't write anything. I want you guys out there. I want the center community out there in other people's channel dropping OLAs. Like, as soon as you enter into somebody else's room, just drop an OLA.
As soon as you enter, hola.
Yeah.
That's it.
I want to see that. I want to go over to another person's channel and just all of a sudden just be like, yeah, why is everybody dropping Ola in here? Like, I'm telling you, represent the community.
The allure of...
Speaking of going on other channels, guess what?
What? Rob's going to be out around the blockchain today?
That's right. That's right.
2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
Come support Robin and possibly the bird as well. Will the bird make an appearance?
Or maybe I still got family in town that can't leave because of all the planes have been grounded. So there might be a chance that David goes as well. So we're this is a fluid
movement.
Yes.
But chances
one
are
of us
Robin's
will be there.
Chances are Robin's going to be the one doing it. That's the chances are very high.
That's the plan right now.
That's the plan. All right. I want to get into Bitcoin. All right.
What you got?
So first thing I want to show is we have never, ever seen this happen in the life of Bitcoin. Never, ever, forever, ever.
Ever?
4 quarters in a row of negative growth for Bitcoin. 4 quarters in a row. You can see here.
You know what 4 quarters stands for?
$1.
Also 1 year.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
There you go.
Thanks for that, Robin. So as you can see here, where we messed up, typically quarter 2s are very heavily green. Even on the bear market years, we have seen green quarters in quarter 2, except for 2018, where we saw a negative 7%. But I mean, we've just been getting crushed all year. Quarter 1, minus 1.46%. Quarter 2, minus 56%. This includes the month of April, May, and June. April, May, and June. Of course, May and June, that's when the whole Celsius / Do Kwon / Kyle Davies and 3 Arrows Capital, that went down minus 2.57 in Q3. And we are projected to end Q4 around 14% in the red. But there's only so far something can go down, okay? There's only so much miners can sell. There's only so much FUD, or not FUD, but people exiting the market because of fear.
I agree with your premise, but that doesn't hold true for everything because some things just keep going down until they're dead.
Hey, now what about?
But Bitcoin is not in that basket.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the Mt. Gox? What is that going to flood the market? Is that going to make a difference?
No,
I don't think so. You know
But
that
that Hal Finney wallet that would
crush it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
because that's 10% of the supply getting re-injected.
assuming Hal Finney is Satoshi, which we're just assuming, of course. But I want to swap over to the title and thumbnail of the video said there's some Bitcoin news. So a couple things. First, Bitcoin miners selling power plunges, which typically is a green signal for price. On-chain data shows the Bitcoin miner selling power has plunged recently, a sign that could be positive for the crypto's price. There are two relevant indicators here: the miner supply and the miner outflow. I don't have access to these level of charting on Glassnode. It's like $1,700 a month or whatever the amount of money is. But there's a chart here. We'll go over that in a second. The miner outflow is a metric that keeps track of the total number of coins that miners are transferring out of their supply. And the miner selling power is defined as the miner outflow divided by the miner supply. And so that number is in the negative. When the value of this indicator is high, it means miners are transferring out large numbers. And when the values are low, it's suggesting miners are spending relatively little amounts currently. And you can see from this chart here, I think it's a little bigger for you guys. It's not an interactive chart, by the way, but this is from, I believe, Crypto Quant. And so this is what you want to look at, the blue line, the miner selling power. And you can kind of see when this goes up, price of Bitcoin does tend to come down. And when this thing tanks, like we see up here, the price of Bitcoin starts to go up. Well, we are at levels we have not seen since before 2017. So something's got to give, guys, right? Do you agree, Robin? Something's got to give. If miners are done capitulating or the selling power is going down, according to this metric here, and like at some point, like you want to dump Bitcoin.
At some point, Bitcoin will bounce back. Yes. But the question is at what point? And I think the correlation still lies with traditional markets. And so I don't think that until we get a bottom in S&P 500 and NASDAQ, just basic our economy, when we get out of the rut we're in, I don't see Bitcoin moving in an opposite direction of that. Now, is there a possibility for a short-term rally? Perhaps a bounce just to retrace to where we're at now? I think that's quite likely. I think it's actually pretty probable. I think that within the next 6 weeks, I think we'll get a giant rally where we move Bitcoin from, say, 16,000 above 20K. I think that's on the table, but I think it'll be short-lived. And I don't think that the U.S. economy will come out of the recession point that it's in until the interest rates get at minimum paused, if not somewhat reversed.
Well, we're only 75 basis points off of the terminal rate, right? 5.1. We're at 4.5.
Yeah.
So we're less than 3/4 of an interest rate hike. I'm not, and of course, I don't think unless something changes that they're going to do 75 again.
No, that's
unless we're back to like 9%.
Even Powell came out and said that their aggressive rate hikes are falling by the wayside. I don't remember his exact terminology, but he's
come out and said
he's like look, we
down.
had to address the situation because it was getting out of control, and so when we first started raising interest rates, we were far more aggressive in the intent in bringing it down. And now that the inflation is coming back, a little, still pretty slow, right? We went from 9.1 to 7.1. It's not, down 2%, but it's not anywhere where their target goal is between 2 and 3%. So
that is a great highlight. That yes, they're right there. Northwest Crypto. Robin, how do we get people to believe in Bitcoin who don't own any Bitcoin? Right now, how do we get people believe? What'd you say?
Said send them some Bitcoin.
No, seriously.
No, seriously. That's a good. You know what? Like,
how do we get people to believe in Bitcoin who don't own any Bitcoin, especially right now? How do you get them to believe in it?
You know what? I think basically acknowledging the failures of our current financial system. I think it's front and center. You cannot be, it doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, middle class. We've seen the effects of politics and what it has done to the value of the dollar. Or any currency. You know what? The dollar is actually holding up pretty strong in comparison to other global currencies, with the exception of I think the ruble, but that's probably all fake anyways. But anyways, all currencies are being inflated right now. And this is all the core problem with fiat, the fiat system that we have, is that, hey, as a politician, I identify a problem. I want to get reelected, and I need to apply a course of action, which usually is in the form of spending money. Hey, there's a problem here. Hey, Medicare, you can say sovereignty of another nation. You can say immigration, whatever it is. You name a problem. What is the fix, right?
Yeah.
The fix is always the same thing. Hey, let's propose a bill. Let's raise some money. We can put money here. We can hire more agents over here. We can send aid over there. Whatever it is, it all involves money. And you know what? We've been working on a deficit for the last was it like 12 years? When was the last time Clinton was in office? I don't know. However long it was. 2000. So 22 years. so
No, that
20,
was last
20
year. 99
so,
was last
so
year.
20 years or whatever it is, somewhere give or take. I don't know the exact numbers, but we've been working on a deficit. We spend more money than we bring in every single year. And what happens when you're working at a deficit and then you end up spending more money? All you're doing is inflating your own supply. And then the world trades on the dollar anyway, so we inflate our own supply. We inflate everybody else's supply. And so if you're trying to convince somebody that Bitcoin, crypto, whatever it is something that's here to stay, it fixes the problem that people are having right now. You can say, hey, have you seen inflation? Have you noticed that everything has gone up in price? Like, yes. Well, you know what? This isn't the first time it's happened. It's happened throughout the history of the United States. Well, how much was it for a house back in the 1900s? It was like $1,500.
$20. And a pack of gum.
Yeah. And, cars were I think they were like $500, $800 when they first came out. And we see that your purchasing power this isn't just a one-off incident. It's not like all of a sudden we've been free of inflation up until COVID, and then that happened, and then all of a sudden everything inflated. No, this has been a problem throughout the history of mankind. And if you've created money, and if a government issued out that money, governments have manipulated it, and we see firsthand the problems that has. There you go.
I want to highlight a couple of things from the chat. First, Christian says, how exactly do you spend your crypto if you have change into dollars? Anyways, you don't change into dollars. There's intermediaries like BitPay who you just pay in Bitcoin. They will convert it automatically into whatever currency the merchant or the person on the other side receiving it has. So you don't take on any of the risk. Neither does the merchant or the person receiving. It's the companies like BitPay who do that. Also, someone from the chat said, and then we'll move on. But you guys, chat, by the way, you guys are throwing some really good questions out there, okay? So Tejesu said, Binance US keeps adding staking coins and features left and right. What's your take on this, guys? Legitimate, or is it to lure people to their ecosystem? I'll say this. I'll give you some context here, okay? The reason he or she is mentioning this is because we saw this happen with FTX. We saw this happen with Voyager. And we saw this happen with Celsius. Prior to the companies going insolvent and pausing withdrawals, they were trying to lure people in, whether it's giving them, cutting the trading fees, go into HODL mode, which is what Celsius did. Voyager, I believe, whatever they were doing, nothing really comes to mind. But they were enticing people to either A, lock up their coins on the platform to not be able to withdraw, or B, give them some sort of incentive to put money on the platform and trade on the platform. And so, of course, not saying Binance is going under, right? These exchanges add staking and new tools and this all the time. But is it a little odd that they are one of the only ones that are doing this? They did cut the Ethereum trading fees. Now they're bringing more staking on.
These exchanges are going to offer services and products where people are willing to throw their money at. And if they
But-
don't, somebody else will. And so if I'm
okay, Robin, isn't CZ talking out of both sides of his mouth? One, he's saying custody your crypto. Two, he's saying,
but he's offering the services. It's the same thing with any financial institution. They're gonna give you the illusion and the prospect of, hey, you're in control here. This is all good. Everything is safe. But then, hey, you want to be stupid with your money? We'll take that too, though.
I don't know. I just think it's a little too coincidency. That's even a word.
Coincidency?
Coincidency, yeah. I don't know, man. Look, you can't blame me and you can't blame the people out there who just are so skittish. And after everything that's happened, these leaders of these companies coming out and lying to our faces time after time after time. Deposits are fine. Your funds are fine. Everything's great. Funds are safe. You can withdraw at any time. People are spreading FUD.
So you're saying that because of everything that happened, Binance should just scratch all staking.
It's not about scratching staking, man. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that it's a little odd.
So, but here's the thing. Their business model is going to keep moving. It was part of their business model before this happened.
But they said their business model was their majority of their income was from trading fees. And they just cut fees for Bitcoin and Ethereum, the two largest trading assets by volume. That's I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
It's a marketing. It's all about marketing. You know, if I'm a high volume trader and I'm using a different platform, and at the end of the month I look and I've spent 3% of my earnings or 3% of all my trades went to trading fees, or say 1%, whatever it is, and I'm trading in millions of dollars, and I'm like, hey, I just spent 25 grand this month on trading fees. I can go use Binance and I don't have those trading fees. And so it's all marketing. Like, I get it. You want people to say and do one thing, but hey, man, this is business, man. This is business. People running corporations. They're trying to turn a profit. They're trying to market. They're trying to bring new customers, new users, and they're gonna diversify their options for the users. The same way that you go to Amazon, you might think Amazon is their bread and butter is free shipping and their gigantic catalog. But you know what else they got? They got movies. They got music. I mean, should they just stop doing that too? Like, what I'm saying is that companies diversify to bring in as many users as they possibly can. And that's what Binance is doing. That's what they've done before the FTX collapse. And they're not gonna all of a sudden hit the brakes and just completely stop and be like, you know what? We're just going to charge trading fees. We're not going to do anything else. Like, they're not going to do that.
You think it's a little weird?
I think it's natural business. I don't think it's weird. I think it's weird to expect the business to completely 360 and change their entire business model when one of their competitors went under.
I'm a little weary. I'm scarred. I'm scorned.
A little bit. Let me give a little love to the chat. We do got some new people here. So we got Christian, Addy V, Crypt Ron, Prince, Burnt Force, Lance, Neo KZ, Drew Berry, Del May, Bill McDonald, Yes Jew, Tony C, and then we got Ty Gorton and Bit GR33 and Sun 9. Hola! Welcome.
Thank God that's over. Let's jump over to Bitcoin. So one more piece of news, guys. Bitcoin price history hints at incoming bullish turn in the first half of 2023. This is sourced from Finbold. The money flow index for Bitcoin is demonstrating a similar chart pattern compared to the asset's previous two bottoms, with an expected bullish turn in the period between 1 to 5 months. And so this goes back all the way to 2013, and you can see here the price of Bitcoin. Again, this is not an interactive chart. I do not have access to this. And so, well, I do have access to it, but it's showing up weird. But anyways, we're just going to use this chart here. So we see the bottom of the market here back in 2015. At the same time, the MFI bottomed, and then price went up. Same thing here in 2019, right? Price bottomed, so did the MFI. And we are currently approaching sub 25. Does this mean the price of Bitcoin has bottomed? I do think there's a little ways to go if we're following this exact pattern here on both the price of Bitcoin and on the price of the money flow index. What are your okay? Here we go. And then one more thing. It says also worth noting that the machine learning algorithms are bearish, with price predictions forecast standing at 16.6 for January of next year. Coin price forecast indicating 16.9 by the end of December of this year, and 17.3 for the middle of 2023. These are just the algorithms, computers, machine learning. So, how much weight do you put into something like this? Do you think,
how far out does that go? What are the time ranges on that?
2015, 2019, 2018, 2019, and now. So the last three bear markets.
What's the longest prediction out though?
What do you mean?
Go down, or isn't those forward?
This goes back all to 2013.
No, I'm saying forward.
Forward. 2024.
2024. What's the price prediction for 2024? That's what I want to know.
Well, I don't know. There's no price prediction. It's just saying that.
Well, scroll down. It says right there. Or what was the last thing?
That's
you read?
Okay. So the one I covered.
The algorithm
for the middle of 2023.
There it is. That's what I want to know. So so these computers are saying that it's going to be $17,000 Bitcoin in the middle of 2023.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
No.
You think it'll be higher or lower?
I think it'll be higher. I think we'll start to see.
Are you saying you're smarter than the supercomputers? Is that what you're saying, David?
I am.
Okay.
I am a supercomputer. No, but seriously though, you can see here.
I kind of agree. I think 17,000. I think is for 6 months from now. 6 months from now, 17,000. I think that's on the table. I think you get as we said earlier, you get a big rally, short-term rally. You pull back somewhere to the same range we're in now. 17,000 would be exactly that. Sam. I think computers onto something, bro.
How much weight do you put onto these indicators, previous, past, being that we're kind of in this economic landscape we haven't seen? Everyone says, look at history. What has Bitcoin done? And of course, these are all, I got to remember, guys, these are also right before the halvings as well. So 2016, we had a halving.
Here's the thing.
2015 was a bottom.
The crypto history only goes back 12 years. Nobody was trading it for the first 4 years. And technically it's 13 years, but anyways, nobody was trading it for the first 4-6 years. And so the realistic history has only been in the last 5 to 7 years. And so I don't put much into it. Honestly, I don't think that what Bitcoin was trading at in 2012 is relevant to today. I mean, you're talking about a market cap at the time in the hundreds of thousands and nothing compared to what it is now. And so if you're going to look at history, why don't you look at emerging technology sectors or emerging financial sectors and look at those histories? And because those sectors have run up like very, very aggressively in the early days. You can look at the rise of the internet. That took years to come back. And so perhaps we're in some kind of a super cycle. And we've had this big run up for 12 years. And now it's a pullback. In the same way that the internet age had this giant run up during the .com era. That blew up in 2009. And we didn't get it. We had years of pause before it ever really retained its dominance that it did during the run up. Or was it 1999, not 2009, excuse me.
Either way, a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, the .com was 1999 to 2000. But yeah, so I think everything's on the table. I think if I had to pick, I do think that we're going to fall in line with the last 4-year cycle. I think that that's the most likely scenario. I think that late 2023, early 2024, we start our bull run. And I think sometime in early 2024, we start getting that parabolic run up. I think at the same time, it's going to coincide with big market adoption, whether it's nation states or with these large companies. And yeah, that's where I think it's going to most likely happen. But could be the trend could be broken. We're going to go into a larger cycle. Who knows? 8 years of bear market could be on the table, man.
8 years of bear market.
I don't want it. But I'm just saying it's possible. It's possible. That's all I'm saying. If you think it's no chance whatsoever we go to 8-year bear market, I mean,
so you're pretty much saying what Garrett Soloway says.
What's that?
So he's compared the movement of crypto, right? The crypto industry to what happened with the tech stocks in the .com era.
Did you not hear
where it
anything I
took
just said? Literally what I said.
What I'm trying to say is that's what Garrett says. So you're in line with what Garrett's saying.
Yeah, we started this thought out when we were talking about history. And I was saying, well, let's not just look at history of crypto because it's a short-term history. So it's a short-term horizon. It's only 5 to 7 years. It's been a legitimate trading. It's been trading legitimately with any kind of real market cap. And so let's look at the history of emerging sectors in the financial realm. So yeah, exactly that. Right. I think it's possible. I do think it's more likely we fall into the 4-year cycle, but I think on the grand scheme of things, it is something to think about. We could be in a desert time, not only here in Sin City, but also in the bear market.
Speaking of, I have no idea, but there is some more news I want to cover. And so this is from the block. 1inch upgrades to offer gasless custom swaps and MEV protection. So 1inch, which is the largest decentralized exchange aggregator by daily volume, carried out a protocol upgrade called Fusion that offers DeFi users the ability to place custom swap orders at specific prices without having to pay gas fees, a feature that's usually missing on DEXs. It remains a market leader in the DEX aggregation niche with over $1 billion in trading volume within the past week alone. If you're not familiar with what a DEX aggregator is, it's essentially a middleman that forget the word I'm looking for, but that corrals all the prices of all the other
hotels.com of DEXs.
The Expedia,
yeah.
Sure. It queries all the prices of all the other of all different DEXs, and it brings you to one platform. And so the changes make it easier and more cost effective by allowing preset orders on 1inch that don't require gas fees up front. The upgrade will also help protect users against maximum extractable value, aka front running. So hey, companies are still building. I personally have not used 1inch. Have you used 1inch? If you have used 1inch, put a 1 in the chat.
I did during the rise of the DeFi era. It was like 2021, right? 2022, early 2022. Anyways, yeah, I used it and I didn't find it any different than the other DEXs. So I don't know. I don't have any positive or negative. I just tried it out and that was it.
But either way, this is going to be good. Obviously, help with front running. And if you just want to put in, essentially, I'm assuming it sounds like limit orders, you don't have to pay gas up front. So that's really good. If the transaction fails, you don't have to worry about not getting your money back. All right.
I got a question, man.
What?
You were a fan of the World Cup, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you see the foolishness that happened?
With Salt Bay?
Yeah, well, there was all kinds of foolishness. So there was
I just ended the poll too. We'll see.
There was what was it? The goalie for Argentina was like hip thrusting the the trophy as though it was extremity of his body. I don't know if you know what I'm saying. There was that, and then there was Salt Bay. If you're not familiar with who Salt Bay is, he's the guy with the Morpheus glasses on, and he has the meme with the salt where he like sprinkles it on the cut meats. Anyways, yeah, man, this dude stormed the field, man. He was out here taking photo ops and grabbing the trophy and running around like a straight jackass, bro.
I don't like that guy.
You know, like he's
got a restaurant here in Vegas. He overcharges. I've seen bills like $12 for a Pepsi.
Overcharge for Coke? Straight to jail.
Dude, it's bad, man. And so, he made a complete fool out of himself on the World Cup. Do we have footage, by the way?
You know what? I do have. So we have. I was trying to pull down a lot of his videos, and anyways, I just cheated and I pulled up somebody else's video. But real quick, so in case you're wondering what we're talking about here, we have this is Salt Bay's.
By the way, let me say something
here
before Robin goes. It is in the FIFA rules. outside of the players, family, team members, and government officials, right? Let's say the president of Argentina, no one is allowed to touch the World Cup. That is the most expensive trophy in sports. It's over $20 million. It's pure gold. So I'll leave it at that. Go ahead.
How much Bitcoin is that?
A lot.
So yeah, he can look on his Insta here. You got all kinds of photos here. Here's his
dude was super cringe, man.
What is it? Was that a meow? What was that?
Look at the guy's face. He's like, what?
So anyways,
this was the worst, man. He was like tugging on Messi and
yeah.
Like, bro, these guys just won the World Cup, man. What are you doing?
Like let them have their moment, man.
As a clown.
Anyways, oh, this is my favorite right here, though.
Yeah, the kid tries to.
So the baby's reaching for it. He's like, no. This is my trophy.
What an idiot. Well, the poll says people hate him. So 90 or what was it? 97%
people hate him.
Like yeah, so 87% don't like him.
Your claim to fame was literally literally a meme. Your accomplishment is something like. You'll go down in the history books as my dad was a very popular meme between the 2021 and 2023. He was everywhere.
The guy's a clown. I don't like him.
No.
Prometheus said, "Is soccer a real sport?" You shut your mouth, Prometheus. Yes, it is a real sport. It's actually the world's largest sport. I know you said you're just kidding, but anyways, all right. Let's move on to some more crypto. So if you're an ADA fan, put a 1 in the chat. If you like Cardano, put a 1. If you don't, put a 2. And let us know why you don't like Cardano. But Charles has spoken on NFTs and some interesting things he brings up. So the creator of Cardano, which is Charles Hoskinson, is sharing his thoughts on the short history of NFTs. So everything I'm reading is a direct quote from Mr. Hoskinson, okay? NFTs are useful for anything that you have a collection of or is connected to something beyond a standardization. So for example, a deed of land, mineral rights, water rights, any notion of property rights. In the GameFi space, any notion of your character progressing throughout the game, your activities within that game, the special powers that you accumulate, all these things can be tokenized, should be tokenized at some level. They also represent experiences. They can represent achievements like diplomas, credentials. Obviously, if you went to medical school and graduated, that's specific to you. It's not fungible, it's specific. NFTs as a format are useful. So it is actually larger space than the fungible world, and you can securitize them. You can take anything that's an NFT and turn it into something that's associated with a revenue stream. What I want to do is just get involved with high level metaverse, GameFi, and something related to collectibles, and then watch how those things evolve. And then I'll worry about things like governance and interoperability. A lot of what is at the end of the rainbow is going to be complex intellectual property negotiations. License deals, he mentions, like we've had some discussion about how you represent a patent portfolio as an NFT, how you can sell the rights to the portfolio, and then how you can turn that into interest earning future profits. He's bringing up some very interesting points.
You know who else brought up pretty good points on NFTs and also like fan tokens? It'd be the last person you think is bullish on NFTs. Who would be the last person in our crypto sector that would be bullish on NFTs?
Sailor.
Yeah, Sailor.
Yeah. Well, here,
Sailor.
Without further ado, let's see. Take a look here. We got you got sound here? No sound.
Be good.
You got my laptop going? Yeah.
Yep.
I wonder why I don't have sound.
Check your volume, bro.
Anyways, yeah, go ahead and give your thoughts on yeah, no, it should be
No,
working.
output's that speaker. Change the output.
No, it's on the right one.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Anyways, while Robin fixes that, I will continue with this Charles Hoskinson. So it goes on to say, we can securitize patents as a non-diluted way of guaranteeing capital for a business. If you're a pharmaceutical company, for example, you have to sell stock. You can pre-sell part of your patent portfolio on the anticipation of it generating money. There's a lot of little stuff like that can be done. Tokenization of brands is also becoming increasingly more transparent, especially in a world where influencers and TikTok people, I think, are going to be the first wave to tokenize their brands. That's what we were talking about yesterday, guys, is NFTs is so much more than just profile pictures, right? And these are just some of the things. He said, come on, David, read the transcript in your Michael Saylor voice. I can't do that. I got to leave that for Halloween. That was fun, by the way, but that was exciting. But guys, again, we talked about this yesterday. NFTs are so much more than just profile pictures. I mean, just look at some of the examples this guy gave. GameFi, right? Obviously, we know the collectibles and, how far you've come along. And, the tokenizing your patent portfolio, that was pretty interesting to me. What are your thoughts on all this, Robin?
Yeah, I do think that we're going to see the tokenization of pretty much everything in the future that is in the digital realm. And so obviously fiat, for the most part, moves on a digital ledger, right? Outside of crypto. Your banking transactions are all done, electronically, right? I mean, how often do you take your check that you got from work and go to the bank and cash it out into straight fiat? So all of this is done with, a digital means. So I think that's the direction we're going, and why, and everything you attribute to digital, I think can easily move on a blockchain. I think it makes sense instead of having one database or one server out in Colorado or in California storing everything. Why not just store it on the blockchain for everyone to access? I think it's more efficient. It runs a lot faster. And this also goes for music, videos. We all know those are digital, right? You download. When's the last time you went to Redbox?
Never.
You've never been to Redbox?
I have, but recently never.
Yeah. So, you rather just stream your videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Netflix,
Hulu.
Yeah. Nobody's buying Blu-ray players anymore. Did you see the Black Friday ads for Blu-ray players? No. And so, the newest Xbox didn't even have a CD drive on there, or DVD drive, whatever it is. And that's the direction we're going. It's all digital, man. And it all runs more efficiently, and you can physically own this stuff. It kind of sucks if you go out and you buy a movie on one of these, like, say it's a new streaming platform called like VDocs or something. And you go on there and you purchase $19.99 for your Terminator 4 movie. And then guess what? The company goes under, or they're not available on your smart TV platform anymore. The app's not there. Do you own the movie? You paid $19.99 to own it. But do you own it? You don't own it. If it was an NFT, you would own it. And then you can just play it on whatever media source you want to. You own the MP4 format, or at least the rights to it.
So let's say, so we know NFTs are going to be big, right? I mean, I don't think anyone can argue that, right? We're already seeing a lot of companies jump in, but Mirth said it best. We're still early. Yes, we are very early. So the technology is here. It's going to get better. So if you believe NFTs are going to be big in the next 5 to 10 years, what are the projects? What are some projects you can focus on, right? Because when you go to mint this NFT, whether it's for a portfolio, whether it's for collectibles on a game, whether it's for a driver's license, whatever the case may be, you're going to have to mint it, create it, and then you're going to have to pay gas fees. Think about the projects that are out there right now that are leading the space, that are cheap, that are fast, that are secure. Think about those, and then, not financial advice, start investing money in those, right? People are so prone to looking at crypto as like, oh, I want to invest $5,000 now and have 20 grand by the end of next week. If you guys just zoom out and start looking at it from a 3-year, 5-year, 10-year, 15-year, just like investors do in the stock market when they start investing in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, we got to do the same thing. I mean, we're doing a disservice to the entire crypto space, to the projects that are actually building. We want everything to happen so fast. And when a project like Solana comes out and right off the gate goes fast and has issues, the same people are like, well, what the hell, man? So we got to let these projects, it's a new technology, it's a brand new space. We got to give them time. We got to give time for these institutions to start catching up as far as giving people diplomas, teaching them how blockchain works and coding and blah, 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 blah. So that's what I'm saying, guys. We got to be patient, right? Rome wasn't built in a day. Definitely wasn't built in a week either. That'll do it for the show today. Make sure to check out our social media. We are very active on Twitter at Sin City Crypto 1. Also, go pick up some Sin City and some just general crypto merch. Everyone gets 10% off. If you're a whale member, you get 15% off. Also, come support Robin on Around the Blockchain today at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I think that's it. Also, go join our Discord, Community Ran Discord. With that being said, Kyler. Friends, family, friends, and family, and family, friends. We thank you guys so much for joining us on this beautiful Tuesday. For all the new members, welcome to the Cinder community, and we look forward to bringing you back tomorrow on behalf of myself, Robin, and Kyler. We love you guys. Until tomorrow.
Also, big shout out to Luke L, Tyler Wood, Murith, Red Rum, Samuel, Justin Irwin, DRH, Robert Vermouth. To all of you.
Wait, Sweet Vermouth?
Hola! Welcome. Sin City Crypto. Also, we had Cindy La coming in here at the nick of the cutoff as well. So hola to you as well. And BRC MC Jeldon. We got GR8MES Pong Junior Josh. Have a good one. Hola. Adios.
Also, big shout out to 18SEXXYZ, setting new dating for all tastes and ages. All right, see you later, guys.